Hey guys, it's Gameface here, welcome back to episode 27 about Manchester City Guerrero. In today's episode, we've got the first game to play against Ajax, as also in the Champions League. It's the group stage, it's the second match for us to play in the Champions League group stages. Obviously the first one we managed to draw, so was a little bit disappointed by that. Going to try and pick things up with a victory in that game. Then just 4 days later, it's a game against Leicester City. It's a home match in the league. Haven't decided whether I'm playing or simming it just yet. We'll have to wait and see when we get a little bit closer to the game. Then a match against Swansea for us to play as well, and also potentially Real Sociedad as well to play in today's episode. So some interesting matches, potentially 2 in the Champions League, 2 in the league. We'll have to wait and see how we get on. But yeah, certainly this game, the first one of the episode, is certainly, for me, the most important one out of the matches that we have, because we've got to try and get ourselves a victory. At the moment, we're not top of our group, and although we're not sort of miles behind, it's not like we're particularly late on the Champions League campaign, we do still want to be top of the group for as long as possible. So we need to try and get ourselves a victory here and put pressure on Real Sociedad. Before we get into things though, if we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, I'd also appreciate it if you go click that subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'd really appreciate that. Let's crack on with today's episode. This is the team I'm going to go with. Quite a strong team, with it being quite an important game for us. Edson starting in goal, Kyle Walker, Company, Stones and Mendy in defence, Bernardo Silva, Goretzka and Messi in midfield. We've got Raheem Sterling, Jesus and Sané as our front three. This is the bench I've gone with: Hernandez, Gulam, Gundogan, Sanchez, Silva, Diaz and Aguero all on the bench, with a few bigger names missing out as well. But to be honest, other than De Bruyne, who's got himself an injury, most of our better players are in around the team, to be honest, for this game. So it's a strong side. We'll see how we get on here. It's obviously going to be a tough game against Ajax, potentially. We've got to try and get ourselves 3 points though. Okay, then here we go for this game against Ajax. Let's see how we get on away for this match in the Champions League. Very strong team out. I'm expecting a comfortable victory here, if I'm honest, although I said the same thing against Shakhtar, and obviously we came away with a draw, and I think we were actually losing 2-0 that game. So got to make sure that doesn't happen. Got to try and get ourselves into a better position earlier on if we can. Ajax having the first shot of the game though. Jesus onto Messi, who's running forward. Messi trying to get onto his left foot to shoot. Messi, off the post. Thought that was the opening goal. It's a great run from Messi, great play from the front four in general. And we've got ourselves the ball back here through Sterling, who then loses it again with an aggressive challenge on him. Trying to get around his man, he just about manages it. It's a great run for it. It's a strong run as well. Oh, it's a fantastic finish on top of that. It's 10 minutes in. Jesus puts us 1-0 up, and he's managed to just control the ball brilliantly around a couple of different defenders there, get through them, and eventually through a really tight gap, and from a fairly tricky angle as well, he takes the shot and scores 10 minutes into this match. It's a great run. It's a solo run as well, mainly. Doesn't really have that much support, but he gets the finish spot on. It's enough to drive it past the keeper. 1-0. Sané picks it up straight from kick-off. This is not looking good for Ajax. He runs into Messi, but he still has it. Could have been 2-0, saved again by the keeper. We've had 3 chances where we could have scored now. We've so far just taken 1 though, and Ajax are falling apart here. They did from kick-off anyway. They should have kept the ball much better. Still a chance here into Messi to shoot on his right foot. Another save by the keeper. Into Messi. Messi turns his man to shoot. Oh, great left hand from the keeper. So many shots at the moment, and still just remains 1-0 though. Plenty of good chances, just waiting to get the second goal now. Jesus now into Messi, who takes it on. Messi still going, weaving in and out, gets the finish right as well. It's 2-0, comes from another mistake. It's Ajax who are causing themselves so many issues here. And it's this time falling into the path of Messi eventually, who slots it home past the goalkeeper. Great dribbling in and out. Messi looks so much more comfortable at centre attacking mid than he did on the right-hand side. Jesus just plays it off to him. He manages to beat a couple of players and beats the keeper as well with the finish. It's 2-0, fully deserved. We're all over them here, completely demolishing them, and it's mainly down to their own errors. Goretzka running forward. It's a great run as well. Now looking for a crossing opportunity to Jesus. Oh, he scores as well. It's 3-0. Pulling them apart here. They can't handle our attack at all. It's Goretzka this time with the assist, and Jesus heads it home comfortably into the back of the net. 6 minutes left of the first half, and Jesus is now added to the scoreline. 3-0. Could have been so much more as well, but goalkeepers have so far kept the minutes, and I think now it's going to be way too far for them to come back in this game. Sterling trying to beat his man. It's a great run from Raheem Sterling. Looking into the back post. Sané arrives late and can't quite get there. Sterling still has it into Goretzka, and he drives it home. It's a fantastic little bit of play there from Raheem Sterling. Heads it back into a dangerous area. Goretzka runs in there, and we're absolutely pulling them apart. Ajax not looking good at all. They can't seem to handle the late runs or the amount of runs that they're making. Goretzka coming in here this time was just too much for them. They couldn't hold on to him, and you can just see he's not even in the picture at this point. He just runs in very late on, gets on the end of it, gets a toe to it, directs it past the keeper. 4-0 now. It's not even half-time yet. Okay, so half-time, 4-0. Very, very good first half for us. Obviously, completely thrashing them right now. We might look to the bench to kind of take a few players off. There's no need to continue, scoring loads of goals. We are winning the match 4-0. It'd be nice to win the game 8 or 9-0, but realistically, we want to rest some players. Leicester in 4 days' time. Now this game should be over. All 3 changes. We're going to bring on David Silva, Diaz, and Sanchez. We'll take off Raheem Sterling, Messi, and Goretzka. Give those guys a rest. Messi takes a long time to recover usually, so want to make sure he's okay for Leicester. He should be, hopefully, having just played one half here. Sanchez on the right-hand side as well. Jesus and Sané will remain on the pitch. It's difficult to know what to do with those guys. Obviously, you can't take everyone off, so they are going to remain on the pitch, and obviously we do have other options if they aren't able to play against Leicester. Great chance. David Silva back to Jesus. It's 5. That's brilliant 1-2 is that between David Silva and Jesus. It's come out of nowhere as well. Just an intricate play in around the edge of the box, and it's enough to find a way through with 30 minutes left. 5-0 now. Look at this. David Silva initially into Jesus. David Silva back to Jesus there. Takes it in his stride perfectly. Finishes it off. It's 5-0. Sanchez trying to get beyond the defender, play a ball in. Jesus, still going, and he'll direct it past the keeper. That's 4 for Jesus now. It's 6 in total, and it's as easy as that. Sanchez just puts a lovely ball in. It's a driven cross, and just 3 minutes after, I think, the 5th goal, though, we've added another one to the scoreline. Really opening them up. They can't handle us at all. I mean, Sanchez with a great run this time on the right-hand side. I think I prefer him on the right-hand side to the left. He's able to cross a little bit like that and also shoot a bit more directly. Jesus there just able to smack it into the empty net. So yeah, 6-0. I think I'm pretty sure it's now 4 for Jesus. So obviously a good little tally that he's picked up in this game. Sanchez delivers. Oh, it's a 7th one. I can't believe it. Sanchez with a great delivery here. Just over 20 minutes left. I think it's John Stones that wins that one, and everyone's getting a piece of it now, aren't they? I can't believe this is legendary with the sliders in the opposition's favour, and we're winning the game 7-0 with just over 20 minutes to go. To be fair, I looked at the team. I wasn't that impressed by the side they put out. Having played with Ajax last season, I know some of the team, and I know what sort of overall roughly they are, and actually this team selection wasn't that strong at all. Doesn't have the usual right back in there. They've got one of the holding midfielders that was playing earlier on. He isn't their starting holding midfielder. I noticed that with a few different players. I don't think they've actually got a particularly strong team out. Neres is one of their starters. Kluivert's one of their starters usually. He's coming off. So no idea really what they've done with the team selection, but certainly didn't seem like the first choice team. Down to Diaz. Again, poor from the Ajax players. Diaz now looking to try and get one. Saved. Oh, what has gone on there? His second shot, I think, took a deflection. I mean, it was going wide anyway, but took a deflection onto the bar. Nearly an 8th goal for us here. David Silva will have a go from range, and that is the 8th goal. He made that look so simple, didn't he? An injury to Jesus is my more concerning thing. I'm not really bothered about the 8th goal now, but we have got an injury to Jesus. Hopefully not too bad. Did seem to get up eventually, but was flattened there. So yeah, 8-0. I did say it could be 8 or 9 at half-time, and there's still, worryingly for Ajax, plenty of time left as well, 13 minutes. An injured Jesus trying to outpace the defender. He does it with ease as well. Don't know if he's going to be able to get round him though. Looking for a cutback. Sanchez. Oh, he tried the little cheeky one. Didn't quite work though. Got blocked. That's it. 8-0. Probably our biggest ever win, I think, on any career mode, I'm pretty sure. Never really won like this before, especially not on Legendary with the sliders in the opposition's favour. Jesus gets 4 of the goals as well. He got half of them for us. And very, very good performance overall from the team. I think that's the issue when you come up against us when we're at our best and you're not at your best at all. You probably play at your worst, maybe with Ajax's team that they had out there. You're never really going to be able to challenge us that much. We do have such a good team that you're always going to struggle. And 8 goals, 25 shots, 19 on target. Never seen stats like those before. But one shot for the opposition as well, and it came, I think, 2 minutes in. It's the first shot of the game, and they didn't have one since then. So yeah, I mean, fairly dominant display there. We've also got a transfer offer in here for Fernandinho. I was meant to mention this before the game. It's from Bayer Leverkusen, £8.5 million. He's transfer listed. We're going to accept it. He could well leave as soon as January. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to accept it. I think that's a decent amount of money for a 33-year-old. Davenport will definitely take his place in the squad. On to the game against Leicester now. It's a home match for us to play in the league. We're going to sim it just before the international break, so there's plenty of rest for these guys, hence why I'm going for a fairly strong team again. Edison, Kyle Walker, Company, Stones, Mendy, Goretzka, Gundogan, Messi, Sterling, Aguero and Sanchez start. So a couple of changes, but nothing too drastic. This game against Leicester, we should win. I hope we do win. We should definitely manage to get ourselves 3 points here. 33 minutes in, still is 0-0, approaching half-time, still 0-0. Messi scores just before half-time though, puts us 1-0 up. We've made a few changes by the looks of it. We're going to now skip, and we've won the game 2-0. Luckily got away with that one. Was worried for a second that we weren't going to get ourselves the second goal and that Leicester would come back and equalise. Sané got it though, off the bench, and we'll win the match 2-0, get ourselves 3 points yet again, going into the international break this time. We've got a loan offer in for one of our youngsters, Ollie Kelly. It's from Shrewsbury. It's a 1-year loan deal. We're going to take a look at it now. I believe Ollie Kelly's a player I'm going to look to loan out. He's 61 overall, 17 years old. I think it's best for him to get some game time before he comes back and tries to get himself more into the starting lineup. So we'll do that, or not, because the loan move's been rejected. And Fernandinho's transfer talks have also broken down as well. So two lots of bad news on the transfer side of things. Neither of those guys could be leaving us just at the moment. Fabian Delph comes back from his injury. That's great news. He rejoins the squad now. We'll prefer it to have been Kevin De Bruyne, but we'll take Fabian Delph. I'm actually a big fan of him in game, so he might well play a little bit of a part in this team, but to be honest, he's not our main focus right now. We do have some great players to play in a similar sort of position. Big bid from Barcelona for Sanchez, £64.4 million. Okay, was not expecting that. It's a very out-of-the-blue sort of offer. I'm still looking for more money, though, I think, for Sanchez, if I was to get rid of him. He did play pretty well when he came off the bench. I'm going to try him out, I think, in the next game, because I think we should try him out from the off, basically. We'll start him. So I'm curious to see how we get on in that match. I'm not going to make any decision just yet, although the transfer offer might actually be retracted if that does happen. So we'll wait and see. I still want to risk it. I'm not going to jump into selling him straight away. I'd rather play another game with him as a starter. Another transfer offer in here for Fernandinho from Leicester City, £7 million, not quite as much as the last one. That is what his value is. Again, we're going to accept it. Whether they will agree anything, I'm not really too sure. Still waiting to decide whether I can sell Sanchez or not, or whether I want to sell him. I imagine they will probably pull that offer in the next couple of days. That's the only downside. Another bid in for Fernandinho all of a sudden. This time Southampton. Obviously, we would prefer him to go to Southampton, a little bit more money. Curious to see how that one goes. Okay, so we've got to the game against Swansea. Hopefully now we can start Sanchez and still have the offer in for him. We'll wait and see whether that does happen. Okay, this is the team I'm going to go with. Edison starts in goal, Kyle Walker, Company, Otamendi and Mendy in defence. Goretzka, Bernardo Silva and Messi in midfield. We've got Sanchez, Aguero and Sané as our front three. This is the bench I've gone with, again, very strong. Jesus unlucky to be on the bench, as is Raheem Sterling, really. But I wanted to focus on Aguero and Sanchez in this game. Aguero is obviously in good form, as is Jesus, as we saw in the last match. I think Aguero deserves to start, so we'll see how it goes. Swansea doing surprisingly well. Was not aware of that. 5 points behind us, but in second place, so doing a good job. Okay, then, let's see how we get on at the Liberty Stadium against Swansea. A game that we should win, given our current form, definitely. But obviously, a couple of changes. I'm curious to see how Sanchez gets on in particular. That will determine his fate come the end of the game, I suppose, as to whether we do decide to sell him or not. He is transfer listed, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Yes, well played. Aguero coming inside. Maybe going to look for Sanchez on the overlap. He's going to go for a cross into the middle. Sané volleys. Oh, saved by the keeper. It's a great volley for Leroy Sané, is that actually. Good little reverse pass from Aguero. I was wondering whether I'd made the right decision initially, but it seemed to just about work. Sadly, didn't quite get the goal though. Sané. Now going to play into Goretzka. It's a late arrival, still going, and he scores. Goretzka's got it. It's 1-0. The initial shot gets blocked. He has a second chance to shoot, and he scores inside 20 minutes, winning the game 1-0. Goretzka, again, late arrival. He's playing that role really well for us. You can just see the way that he gets up with the team, edge of the box stuff, and no one's following him. Allows him a free opportunity to shoot. Initial one blocked by Bertrand. Can't stop the second one. Finds the corner, and will win the game 1-0. Sané still going, looking for a cutback now into Aguero, and it's 2-0, double our lead. 2 minutes later, pulling Swansea apart, and again it's the same sort of issues that they've continued to have, which is not following up our men late, arriving late into the box, and it's Aguero this time that does that. Picks up the ball. I thought it was Messi, so I try and shoot on his left foot. Luckily though, it does find the back of the net. Anyway, it was Messi that was getting himself into the box. Sané with the cutback there. Good touch, good finish, no stopping that. 2-0. Play Goretzka, that's brilliant. On his left foot, oh, hits the bar. Goretzka looks so good in midfield, breaks the play, and it can also finish as well. Half-time winning the game 2-0, obviously great to be in front again against Swansea. Got ourselves a clean sheet at the moment as well. Might look to tweak the difficulty a little bit if this sort of continues. Obviously right now we've had sort of 2 comfortable victories. We're currently 2-0 up as well at half-time. So it does look like we're on to another comfortable victory here. And so we might look to tweak the difficulty, make it even more harder for ourselves. Obviously in these sort of games you're expected to win, but particularly in that last match against Ajax, 8-0 is obviously a large scoreline. And to be honest, this one could be 3 or 4 at this point as well, so we'll see anyway. We'll see how the second half goes. Aguero still going, trying to cut this one back maybe. Sanchez at the back post, and it's a third goal. Sanchez scores it, and again open them up. They just can't handle the pace and the power and the finishing ability. Just too much quality for them going forward, and Sanchez scores it there. Actually thought the keeper might have got to that one in the end. He did get something on it, but not enough to keep it out. You can just see the pass across there, and to be honest, it was always going to be a goal at that point, but got a hand to it just about. Found the back of the net though there for Sanchez. All three changes now, Gulam, Foden and Gundogan all to come on. We're going to take off Messi, Goretzka and also Leroy Sané as well. Obviously those changes have been to try and freshen up the team, but as also to try and rest the players now in a better position. Gulam playing as a left winger, just something that we've got to do, just don't really have too many other options that I think would suit that sort of position. Obviously Sterling could easily play there. Again, want to rest him for the next match that we have coming up. So we'll go with that, 30 minutes left, hopefully plenty of rest time for those guys that have come off. Messi in particular does need to come off every now and again, and to be honest, most games, if you want to play him every single match, he's probably going to have to be subbed off at some point. Hits the post there. I think that's Wilfred Bonny as well against his former team. Great strike, and he gets subbed for it as well. Jordan Ayew running through. He's got more pace than company. He shoots and he scores. Pulls one back for Swansea. Lost our clean sheets. And it's Jordan Ayew with the goal. And will there be enough time for them to mount some sort of comeback? 22 minutes left. Could happen. He's going to run over to the manager, wasting even more time for us, but I won't complain. And that is disappointing to see us obviously losing the clean sheet there. You could just see the moment that they were playing between the two strikers that they were going to create something. They scored it as well. 3-1. Silva into Foden. Chance, is it 4 or is he offside? It's 4. He's not even offside. Phil Foden has beaten the offside trap. I just saw the pass, saw it was happening and just hoped we could find a way to Foden. Didn't know whether he was onside or not, but I thought I'd go for it here with Bernardo Silva. Just a lovely left-footed pass. Just about stays on. Keeper doesn't do anything. 4-1. We'll take it. It's a great response to obviously conceding a goal. Don't know why the keeper just stands there. Surely you want to sort of protect the goal maybe? Oh, great chance. They do get themselves the second goal, deserved as well, kept the ball really well, pressured us, got loads of bodies in the box. Again, he's going to run over to the manager and celebrate, don't know why, really pointless, but it's 4-2, Swansea have scored twice. Yeah, I've had good spells of possession, couldn't win back off them, didn't defend properly, and yeah, they had too many players in the box for us, so fully deserved, and good to see that we've been challenged a little bit later on in this game. That's it though, we've won the match 4-2, still not enough to get themselves any points from the game. We've managed to get ourselves all 3 points, which is great to see. But yeah, conceding 2 goals, obviously not fantastic for us from that standpoint, but inevitably it's going to happen when you're chucking so many players forward like they did and like we did, so it was always going to happen that it was going to be a little bit of a struggle for us later on, but yeah, you can see fairly balanced amount of shots. They had 7, we had 9, we just had more on target, they had more possession as well, so certainly some things for us to improve on, but overall they probably deserved the 2 goals. Okay, again it seems like Fernandinho's transfer talks are broken down, this time between Leicester City, obviously still a Southampton deal which could go through. We'll wait to find out. Again, it could be down to wages, I'm not really too sure. But this bid from Barcelona for Sanchez. Now, we did a vote a few episodes back. I think it might have been episode 22. I think we did the vote as to what I should do with Sanchez. 71% of you said sell him. So, it's tempting to sell him. He's obviously transfer listed. His performance wasn't fantastic, nothing amazing. Certainly wasn't terrible. Got himself a goal in the last game. He would be a good sort of squad player for us, but I'm not convinced he wants to be a squad player. I think we should maybe get rid of him and sort of bring in somebody that's a bit younger, or maybe try and just promote someone that we still have, that we actually have in the team to play in that sort of position. So, someone like Matthew, I think, can play further forward. Don't know if he's going to be a right winger, but would certainly be an interesting option for us to play him further forward, so he could get into the team a bit more often. But I think it would be nice to sort of free up a space, given the fact that, for me, Sanchez will not want to play as few games as what I'm going to play him, basically. So I think we will, delegate it or negotiate somehow. I think we'll negotiate and try and get a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do is propose a new transfer fee, see exactly what Barcelona say to it. First bid was £64 million. I think the next one is going to be, I'm going to say 90 to kick things off. Maybe they'll run away from that and say that they've no interest whatsoever. But we'll wait and see. I'm aiming for around 80, I think, but we'll go 85, just in case they run out the door. They might still run out the door with this, to be honest. We'll wait and see. Hopefully, though, we can encourage them to increase the offer, and they have done. 79.8, okay. That's not too bad, actually. We are going to still try and push for a little bit more. Propose a new transfer fee, and it's going to be 82.5. Hopefully, that is the final one that they actually accept. Let's wait and see exactly what happens. Okay, they've agreed the deal, £82.5 million. I'll take that for a transfer listed player that's 29 years old, that's a bit of a squad player. Let's just see whether they can agree a wage now. And that could be Sanchez back to his old club. We've got Phil Foden going up to 78 overall this week. That's great to see. He played well in game, actually, as well off the bench. Certainly see him as more of a substitute player to come on for now, because obviously right now he's competing with Messi for that centre-attacking position, and that's tough. So I suspect he will be off the bench most games, to be honest. Great news for us. Fernandinho's been sold. That will be to Southampton, who we have, I think, next episode to play. I'm pretty sure it's Southampton. Yeah, £7.5 million. 6.5 will go to our budget budget as soon as the transfer window opens. On to the final game of today's episode against Real Sociedad in the Champions League. This is the team I'm going to go with. Obviously a few changes, not too many to be honest. Edison, Kyle Walker, Stones, Hernandez and Mendy in defence. Gundogan, Messi and Goretzka in midfield. Sterling, Jesus and Sané as our front three. We've got Maffeo on the bench here. Could end up playing as a right winger in this game. We'll wait and find out exactly how we get on what exactly we need as well. Foden again on the bench. Aguero also on there as well. Let's see how we get on. Try and get ourselves a victory to end today's episode. Okay, let's go for this game against Real Sociedad to finish off today's episode. It looks like it might be a fire at the back, so maybe a little bit different for us. Might be a little bit trickier to break down. We'll wait and find out. Good chance. And off onto the keeper. Real Sociedad take the lead. It's 1-0. Not asked the goalkeeper to come out here. He's come out by himself. Don't know if you can say it's a mistake or not. Obviously, the fact they've conceded probably suggests it was a mistake. But yeah, certainly wasn't in control for myself. So that's frustrating. 25 minutes in, Real Sociedad taking the lead here. We've probably just edged it, to be honest. We've not had that many chances. Neither team have had neither of us have really had that many shots. But yeah, goalkeeper comes out in no man's land. It's a good lob. Goalkeeper probably should not come out in the end, but yeah, frustrating. Obviously got to now recover. Not used to be in this position the way that this episode's gone so far. We've obviously taken the lead at this point in the game rather than conceded. Half time, losing the game 1-0. Need to make some changes at half time. A couple of players underperforming and yeah, need to bring some other players on, I think. Two changes, Bernardo Silva and Maffeo to go on. We're going to take off Raheem Sterling and Goretzka. Both guys have been yellow carded, so we're going to take them off. I like to go fairly sort of harsh on some players, so I've got to be careful with players that are booked. So I'm going to take them off. We obviously play quite a high press game, so you need to be able to go in for challenges and things. So Sterling was very much on his last warning after a few challenges after that yellow card, so I had to be careful with him. Maffeo will go play as a right winger. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully he can play well and have some involvement here. He might do early on. Oh, nearly got an equaliser. What a volley. Jesus flicks it over to Leroy Sané. It's a great pass. Sané through, going to take his time and shoots. Oh yeah, there we go. It's 1-1, Sané scores. It's a great finish. You can always rely on him with his left foot in those sort of positions. He scores loads of those sort of goals for us. It's 10 minutes into the second half, got ourselves the equalising goal, and that's exactly the way we need to start off. And fully deserved as well. Good chance. We've started to come out in the second half, play a little bit better. You see the switch here from Jesus is really good as well. It's an assist for him, but the finish is absolutely fantastic. So much power behind it. You're never going to stop it. It's 1-1. Got to try and go on and win this game now. Jesus through to Messi, it has to be. It is, that's the one that puts us in front. Again, it's fantastic play. It happens just 10 minutes after we get the equalising goal. It's Messi that scores it. The captain for this game as well. And the play is fantastic. It's the front four yet again, interchanging, playing really well. It's a deep run from Messi. You can see Sané carries it inside, plays it to Jesus. Messi makes the run forward. It's perfect play between those three guys. And he finishes it off as well past the keeper. 2-1. We're in front, but there's still 25 minutes left. Anything can happen. Still got to try and get ourselves a third if possible. We'll probably maybe make the third change at some point, I think, in this game. I think we might bring on maybe Foden if he's on the bench. Messi off, Foden on. We're going to play him as central attacking mid. Messi coming off here again with 15 minutes to go. Gets quite tired, and I want to try and use him for as many matches in a row as possible. So we'll do that. A little bit risky. It's still a 2-1, so we're not miles ahead, but we'll bring on Foden now, and hopefully he can add to the scoreline again. Great block, still the chance. Good save by Edison. 5 minutes left, and they've got themselves an equaliser. They've not had that many chances recently, but now they've just started throwing players forward and causing us a few issues here. Ball's going to go in, got to clear it straight away. We have done, that's good. That's it, got ourselves a 2-1 victory. 3 points as well, again, is good to see in the Champions League. Obviously need to try and get ourselves as many wins as possible, especially after dropping points in the first game. Very happy with that. Just a 2-1 victory though. Obviously not as many goals as the first 2 games, but good to see a bit of a balance in terms of the goals that we're scoring and conceding as well. So yeah, much more of an even sort of match. We still have more chances than them. We just didn't have that many clear-cut chances. A great chip, put them in front initially, but luckily we came back, and yeah, we played pretty well actually in the end. So I think fully deserved. 10 shots, 5 on target. They had 5 shots, 4 on target. So just needed to get more on target in that game. That's the reason why I didn't score more than 2 goals. But overall, pretty happy to get ourselves a victory. And that is pretty much it for today's episode. So yes, that's everything. We finish off today's episode first in the league. 8 wins from 8 in the league as well, which is great to see. Obviously, fantastic win against Ajax as well in today's episode. That was 8 goals, 8-0 in that game. So incredible victory for us. I don't anticipate we'll have too many of those throughout the season, but certainly a good one to get. That is everything for today's episode though. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, I'd really appreciate it. Also, feel free, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, to go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.